Oh shit! Okay, gotta get out of here now. Let's go. Alright. Oh wait, wait. Yeah, definitely gotta get the axe. Let's chop up some foes. Ah! Shit's blowing up everywhere. What's up, gamers? Welcome to another episode of the Game Strain. Today we're looking at Destiny Rise of Iron. This is some footage I put together of the 5 story missions, the new story missions that are available in this expansion. So what are we going to be talking about in this video? Mostly we're going to be covering my opinion of these 5 missions, but we're also going to be talking about just the expansion as a whole, but it's not going to be a complete review of it. Also, we're going to be talking about the future of Destiny and where it might be going with some rumors and speculation about Destiny 2, so stay tuned for that. But first, let's just kind of start about what I thought about these 5 missions. I sped up all of them to ×3 so that we could be able to cover them in this video, so you could have a chance to see everything that's available for you. So what did I think? Well, the combat was great, as always. Haven't really changed much in that department. The environments in this first mission weren't really that impressive, but they get progressively more interesting as you start to uncover the new enemy that's available in this. So we'll start seeing some of those as we go. So there's some cool new environments. This is the first expansion that's exclusive for PS4 and Xbox One, as opposed to Xbox 360 and PS3 being included in that. So they were saying that the graphics were going to be a little bit better, but I don't really. If they are, it's a very small upgrade. I don't really see much of an upgrade in that department. Let's see. What else did I like? I really liked just like all the story that they're trying to tell in general, even though it's very vague. But it was kind of cool. But you know, you don't play Destiny for the story. You really don't. So yeah. The story wasn't a big selling point on this for me. One thing that I didn't like, though, was how short the entire thing felt. It took me around 5 hours to beat Taken King. It took me around 2, maybe an hour and a half to beat this in Rise of Iron. So that was a little disappointing. And now that we're coming up on the first mini-boss that was available in this first mission, it's just a reskin. Everything in this is reskins. There are no new enemies, no new mechanics in terms of the enemies. I mean, you might see some things in the raid. I haven't done the raid yet, but you know, you might. There's not going to see anything new. They're all just fallen enemies. You're going to see dregs. You're going to see the lieutenants. You're going to see you see some cabal here and there, but they're all just reskins of the enemies that we've seen dozens and dozens of times, countless times, depending on how long you've been playing Destiny. You know, I started when it first came out, but of course I've kind of left here and there. It's just they're all just reskins, which makes this expansion feel especially grindy. Once you get past these first 5 missions, which were very short. So it's short-lived, and then it starts to feel really grindy right after. So that mini-boss we were fighting was just a reskin of Sethkis Prime, which is the boss that's available in the very first strike that was available to players in the beta of Destiny, when they were first launching, you know, vanilla Destiny. And I played it a lot. So it's just disappointing that they couldn't have done something more with that. Couldn't have. I don't know. That's probably my biggest complaint, is that everything just feels a little bit uninteresting and just like, well, the combat's the same, okay, but you didn't really add anything with the enemies to make the combat, you know, like give me new things to shoot, new things to interact with, in a way that, you know, but there isn't really any of that. So it's overall, in my opinion, probably the worst expansion, just because, well, that and some other reasons that we're going to get into. But they really boasted about how big this expansion was going to be when it was first announced at E3, I believe, and so they were saying it was going to be as big as the first 2 expansions that were available for Destiny. Now that is House of Wolves and The Dark Below. Dark Below came out first, and then House of Wolves. So that's the Crota raid, basically, plus a couple other missions that they added, and I can't really remember. And then Trials of Osiris, which is available in House of Wolves. And so they said that it was going to add the same amount of stuff that it did for that. And they did add some new things to the PvP, and the PvP really is the saving grace of this expansion. So having already said quite a few negative things about this expansion, keep in mind that if you are one of the players that likes Destiny PvP, well, then you're really going to like this expansion because there are quite a few new features available for that. Is it worth the $30? Well, I'm not really going to make a judgment call on that because I think that it could be worth $30 if you're really into the PvP or if you're really, really, really into the raid. So now that we're talking about the raid, let's move on to how grindy this expansion is. I mean, Taken King was grindy, I suppose. I mean, all of them have been a little grindy, but this one just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just fatigue from coming from Taken King straight, not straight to this, but to this. I just feel this fatigue of like, oh, do I really want to keep doing these strikes? You have to do a lot of strikes in order to get up to 350 light level, or 360 is the optimal in order to start doing the raid. You just get stuck in this little doldrums for so long where you're getting minimal upgrades, just tiny little incremental upgrades, and you're just doing strike after strike, hoping for something that's going to boost you up, and it just takes too long, especially since they didn't add anything that new. So it's like it's basically asking us to go back and do a lot of the old content and a little bit of new content that's not really that new, in order to get to this shiny raid that's up there in the sky. And the raids really are my favorite part about Destiny, personally, have always been. You have to get to the raids to really make a final conclusion on on an expansion for Destiny. And I am going to be getting some footage of the raid once I finally get there myself, if I do get there, but I plan to. I'll be trying to capture some footage of that and be posting a video of that sometime in the future. Not exactly sure when. The new patrol missions are cool. They're sort of the best patrol missions that have ever been available, but patrol missions aren't necessarily that fun. So let's move on to the other subject, which is the future of Destiny. Where is this game going? Well, this is supposed to be the last expansion for Destiny, whatever, Destiny Vanilla, whatever you want to call it, just Destiny, Destiny 1, whatever. This is supposed to be the last expansion that they're going to be doing for this. And when I ask myself, why does this expansion feel so underwhelming? I think it has not to do with the fact that they're working on Destiny 2, which Destiny 2 is supposed to be coming out sometime in 2017. It hasn't been officially announced, and there's been a lot of speculation, which we're going to start getting into here in a little bit later. But Destiny 2, it's apparently going to be launching on PC, which I am so happy about. I've always wanted this game on PC. I always felt that it would work best on PC, and it is going to be coming to PC. That's not completely confirmed, but everyone's talking about it. I don't know where people have heard this exactly, but it's coming to PC and PS4 and Xbox One, not PS3, not Xbox 360. The thing that has some people a little bit worried is that there's some rumors that you might not be able to transfer your character from Destiny 1 over to Destiny 2. And if that's the case, a lot of people are saying, well, what the hell? What the fuck? Especially if you've invested a lot of time in your Destiny 1 character. So don't get too up in arms about that, I would say, because it's not confirmed yet. But if it is true, that's a little bit lame. But you can just tack that up on the board with all the lame things that Bungie has done with this game over the years, in my opinion. But so what else about Destiny 2? Well, it's rumored that it's going to have areas unlike the tower right now that are going to be social, where you can do social things like pick up quests and whatnot, and areas where you can go and fight in the exact same, there's not going to be a loading screen in between them. You can just be in the same area, go pick up your quests, have social whatever, group up with people, and then go out and shoot stuff and shoot aliens all in the same space without a loading screen. So they're really boasting an open world type of experience, which I am really excited about, and that is honestly what I thought this game was when I bought it and when I was excited. Well, not when I bought it because I played the beta, but before I first played it, that's what I thought this game was going to be. It was very open world, and I found myself very disappointed overall with the size of the different environments and the different levels that are available in all the different expansions, and just the core game when it first came out. The game felt so small to me because it's supposed to be space, planets, Earth. You have whole Earth to work with, but we only have this small piece of Russia. That's just one example. I mean, Mars feels the area of Mars feels pretty big. There's some other areas that felt pretty big, but in the end, I don't know. So here we are coming up to the epic closing scene where we're running out. We have the axe in hand. That's one of the new features that they did add. Pretty cool. You probably saw me swinging it around a little bit earlier. It was a lot of fun to use that axe, so that was cool. But it's not too different from the sword. I think we're going to wrap it up. So thanks as always for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out. And we'll see you on Monday. I'm going to be posting these videos every Monday and Thursday, so we'll see you next time on the Game Stream.